In this video, I am going to give Sara's weapon tier list for Genshin Impact's 2.1 update. For this tier list, I am going to rank on two factors: the weapon's performance for Sara and mixing DPS and support weapons together in one list. However, it's not going to be like this video here, where I measure affordability as well. So starting off with D tier weapons, the recurve bow is not good, HP substats and useless weapon passive for Sara. The Raven bow is also not a great choice. Elemental mastery just isn't that good on Sara. Also, the slingshot is D tier even when you factor a DPS Sara because the weapon passive is not really that solid, especially if you build a charged shot DPS. Predator is also not compatible with Sara. It looks cool, but not a good fit. For C tier weapons, the Messenger and Sharpshooter's Oath are decent DPS options with crit damage substats and alright passives. The Compound Bow is also C tier because unless you are building physical Sara, it's not really a good support weapon and the base attack is quite low. Since Sara's buff skills with base attack, Compound Bow is not a good choice. The Windbloom Ode is a mid tier weapon. Not bad, but not good either. Middernot's Walt looks good on Sara, but unless you are running physical, it's only mediocre. Moving on to B tier, the Royal Bow, Prototype Crescent, and Rust is gonna be our first three weapons. They all have the same substats, attack percent, and the same base attack stat. These bows are decent, but they are better options overall if you are planning to run Sara as a DPS. Hamayumi is another weapon with attack percent substats. It is great for a DPS Sara. Our final B tier weapon is gonna be the Stringless. The weapon passive is really strong, but because of its substats, it falls short of A tier. For our A tier weapons, the first weapon is gonna be the Blackcliff Warbow. Crit damage substats, high base attack, which is both great for Sara. You can use it for both DPS and support, because of how valuable the base attack is. It is very strong and a versatile weapon for her. The Favnius Warbow is a weapon focused on a support built Sara. It has energy recharge substats, which is an important stat because Sara needs 80 energy on her elemental burst. Base attack is kinda low, but again, energy recharge is more important. The Verdicent Hunt is gonna be our final A tier weapon. This weapon is good for a DPS Sara. The weapon boasts crit rate substats and a pretty nice weapon passive as well. Next up, there are gonna be three S tier weapons. The first weapon is Ammo's Bow. This weapon have a high base attack. This means higher buffs if you are running her as a support. You can also use this weapon to DPS, so therefore you can't go wrong with Ammo's Bow. The Alley Hunter is another great weapon that you could use. This weapon have a high base attack for a 4-star, and if you only need her for buffs, you can run Alley Hunter and be good to go. The Sacrificial Bow is my personal favorite. This weapon gives energy recharge substats and high base attack, a dream fit for Sara. If you don't have any 5-star bows and have a Sacrificial Bow sitting around, use it on her. For the SS tier weapons, the best weapon for Sara is the Skyward Harp. It has the highest base attack bow in the game, which will benefit all your party members that get the buff from Sara. You also get crit rate substats and a really strong weapon passive. This means you are free to build energy recharge on your substats, and you have more wiggle room on your crit stats. Whether or not you build DPS or support, this weapon will be the perfect weapon for her. The Elegy for the end is another top tier weapon. This weapon is for support Sara with energy recharge substats and decent passive. If you don't have the Skyward Harp, this weapon comes in second for a support built Sara. The Thundering Pulse is the best DPS weapon for Sara. You get a nice fat crit damage percent from the weapon's substats, and you can also buff your team with its high base attack. If you are planning to run a DPS Sara, Thundering Pulse will be a great choice. Lastly, Sara deserves her spot in our tier list as a SS tier waifu that will buff your whole team. Alright, thank you guys for watching this video, and make sure to keep an eye out for Sara's guide and tests later on once she is released. Make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you later.